Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video I just want to do a quick video going over my potential Tempest mons, and then tomorrow or the next day I'll dive into my teams of 6 and do some comparisons against other people's teams of 6 and things I'm going to consider. So that's going to be quite an extensive video, so when I get around to it I will do it and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. But let's just go over the ones that I have powered up for Tempest for now so you guys can take a look and what movesets, and I'll talk a little bit about why I consider them for the moveset. So here with Charizard, I recommend Fire Spin, Blast Burn, and Dragon Claw. Charizard is a huge glass cannon. It is really good against Abomasnow, against Tropius, and pretty good against Skarmory. The only thing here is that it is going to get hit really hard, even by ice moves where they're neutral, and especially by water moves or any pretty much any neutral damage. So you definitely want to use Charizard in the right situation and on the right switch in. It can be really effective. And Dragon Claw is a nice like cheap energy move to kind of like burn your opponent's shield. So I recommend it if you're looking to counter Skarmory, Tropius, Abomasnow, those type of ones. But just be wary that it does have a lot of weaknesses. Magneton, again, another squishy Pokemon, but does really well against the likes of Skarmory because its steel typing will double resist pretty much all of Skarmory's moves. In fact, all of Skarmory's moves. So it's a really effective counter. And then as well, Thundershock is a very high energy generation move, and then Discharge and Magna Bomb are very cheap energy requirement moves, so they'll do a lot of damage for a very low amount of energy. And if you can get on the right tempo or the right pace, then you'll be just spamming out charge moves before your opponent can. So it's really quick to doing these charge moves. So it's really good, and obviously good in the right situation. Magna Bomb's really good against those pure ice or not ice non-water type Pokemon, and then Thundershock's Discharge is good for all the flying types that don't resist. I recommend if you're in a situation where both of them are neutral, then I recommend Magna Bomb because it is a little bit stronger than Discharge. Lapras, I went over a video of this already, so I have 3 different types of Lapras. One with Ice Shard, Ice Beam, Surf, Water Gun, Ice Beam, and Surf, and then Water Gun, Blizzard, and Surf, and they all have their pros and cons, so I recommend that you check out my previous video. And then Lantern, I really like Lantern. Lantern's a really great lead. I'm debating between Water Gun and Charge Beam. Water Gun gives you really nice coverage against like Pokemon that are weak to water, like Steelix, for example. So it gives, and then like Rhyperior, and then Thunderbolt and Hydro Pump are really great complements to help you deal with Thunderbolt dealing with all the flying Pokemon, and then as well, Hydro Pump is really good for hitting really great neutral damage or being super effective against Pokemon like Rhyperior and Steelix. I have this powered up. Someone recommended on my live stream that I should power it up, but it's pretty nice. It has Wing Attack, Ancient Power, and Silverwind. Ancient Power will do a lot of damage to all the flying types. Silverwind does really nice neutral damage, especially with Stab on it, and then Wing Attack does pretty well. Quagsire, I think this is one of the most underrated Pokemon. I do recommend this or Wishcash, depending on what you want to play, with Mud Bomb, Earthquake, and Stone Edge. Stone Edge for all the flying types, Earthquake for all the mirror matches against groundwater Pokemon or against Steelix, and then obviously Mud Bomb is just crazy energy generation. Steelix, I recommend Dragon Tail, Earthquake, and Crunch. You might want to run Heavy Slam instead of Crunch. Earthquake is really good for neutral coverage, and then as well against the mirror match. Pillow with Powder Snow, Stone Edge, and Avalanche. Again, it's one of those like Powder Snow Avalanche users that are really deadly. It will generate energy really quickly and just spam out these avalanches at an amazing rate. And then Skarmory, I recommend Air Slash. Some people might run Steel Wing. I think this Air Slash has a few more winning matches. Like Steel Wing would be good against like Rhyperior, for example, or Glalie or Frostlass, where the steel is super effective. But Air Slash allows you to generate energy a little quicker, helps you win against Pokemon that you might lose against if you have Steel Wing, like Altaria, for example. So overall, I think it's a better move. Lugia, I wouldn't necessarily recommend Lugia, but if you do, use Dragon Tail, Sky Attack, Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump's really good, strong neutral damage. You could run Future Sight, but Hydro Pump's really good against if you're going up against Skarmory, for example. And then Marsh Stomp, I wouldn't recommend using Marsh Stomp, so I'm going to skip over that one. Altaria, even when Dragon Breath is resisted, it does a crazy amount of damage. It's definitely like Skarmory or Altaria or both, and I'll talk a little bit about that in the team battles. Wishcash is really nice at generating energy, Mud Shot, Mud Bomb, and then Water Pulse. I'm actually going to TM mine to Blizzard. I actually do prefer Blizzard over it. I think it gives like a little bit better coverage, helps you deal with Altaria and kind of like fakes out your opponents with that mindset. And then Tropius is the flying banana Pokemon, has Razor Leaf, Leaf Blade, and Aerial Ice, and again really good against those water ground Pokemon, and deals a lot of really good neutral damage and is super bulky. Glalie with Ice Shard, Shadow Ball, and Avalanche. I've already went over a video on this, but again, one of those Avalanche users. Ice Shard does a lot of damage, so it deals a lot with Pokemon that are weak to it or even neutral matchups. And then Celio with Powder Snow, Body Slam is just so deadly and just can spam Body Slams like no tomorrow. And Aurora Beam gives a really nice coverage. Abomasnow, you'll see here I actually have Powder Snow on Abomasnow, and as opposed to Razor Leaf. And the reason why that, I'll talk about a little bit later in my next video. I have a video on one of the teams called like Anti-Meta, and Powder Snow might be able to surprise your opponent. And it's really good energy generation, so you'll still be able to get off Energy Ball and feint those water ground Pokemon. And then here, Rhyperior with Smackdown, Earthquake, and Surf. You might want to TM to Stone Edge. I think gives like a little bit better coverage against opponents that are Ice type or Flying. So I'm actually going to TM mine to Stone Edge here. And then Mamoswine against Powder Snow, Avalanche, really great. And then Ancient Power does really nice coverage against other Ice Pokemon or Flying Pokemon. Frostlass with Powder Snow and Avalanche and Shadow Ball. Like the main advantage for Frostlass is that Powder Snow over Glalie is that it does generate energy quicker. And then some other reasons that it gets stab on Shadow Ball, so Shadow Ball will hit a little bit harder. And then as well, it will double resist Body Slam by Celio, so that's a nice touch too. And those are all my Tempest Mons that I've considered. I am going to put up a video on one of my final teams of 6. I have 3 different teams I'm going to potentially run for tournaments. I'm going to test them out over the next couple days and see which ones I run for each particular tournament. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see everyone